Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. So in this video we are going to take a look at INT UI Goku, who recently got his EZA, and how he performs in the Realm of the Gods Extreme Super Battle Road stage. So we're running double UI Gokus here. We're going to be running my UI Goku and we're going to be running a friend Rainbow Goku. So we're going to get a good representation of how a Goku with a single dupe performs and how a, Goku with a full suite of dupes performs, a Rainbow Goku. So obviously just to run through Goku's kit quickly, Goku is a 150% attack and defense. He raises his attack and defense on super, and he also transforms when health is 50% or less. When he transforms, he has attack of 200%, defense of 100%, a great chance to evade, and he also has attack effective against all types, and evades all attacks for 1 turn after transformation. Obviously we're using an item here. The reason being is, as you can see on the screen right now, Goku is getting absolutely hammered by super attacks. That's pretty much why you have to use items, the Realm of the Gods Extreme Super Battle Road stage. And Extreme Super Battle Road stages in general are quite difficult, but the Realm of the Gods, pretty much like its previous counterpart, is quite challenging as well. And the reason being is just basically because the Realm of the Gods category also got a lot of buffs. It has some of the strongest units in the game now, so accordingly it's quite tough and challenging. But we're rocking a pretty decent team here. We're just more here to showcase off Goku rather than we are to showcase off anything else really, but it's still nice to at least take a look and see how these units perform. As you can see here, we are taking a bucket load of damage, even with an item active, which is usually how this stage works. Which means my single dupe Goku is going to transform here. Obviously this is before he's managed to stack any attack and defense, so unfortunately we are not going to see his full suite of power, but we are going to get a good idea of how that Goku performs. Overall, when he transforms, it's basically a free turn for him, but it's going to be pretty unsafe to just let Beerus take some attacks here. We're a bit too low on health, so what we'll probably do is we will activate an item and then heal up, and then see how we go from there. We have Whis on the turn, so Whis is going to buff up Beerus. Also, Goku is unfortunately not going to be able to get his super attack, but Beerus is going to be able to do some pretty chunky damage, which is one of Beerus's things. He does some pretty good damage. He would do even more after he got hit. This is a 55% Beerus, and he's operating under the team as a option next to Whis. But there are plenty of options on the Realm of the Gods teams that you can use to showcase Goku. If you have the AGL LR, that's going to be a #1 pairing for him. But right now I am using the physical Vegito, who's acting as a decent enough pairing and just kind of floating the other Goku. So here we have 174,000 defense, which is obviously pretty good going. It's going to be nice and interesting to see just exactly how we perform here. Goku's been pretty tanky in most of the events I've taken him into. His starting defense is relatively high enough, and he doesn't take that much damage. As you can see here, he's taking 30k, but that's not too bad at all. He's going to then stack his defense further here, and he's not taking that much damage at all. So that was without an item as well, so a pretty good showing there from Goku, and we're going to get a nice idea of how he performs. So, stacking 1 attack, he is Rainbow. Taking 30k is not bad. So to be honest with you, I think that's a pretty decent performance from Goku. I mean, you can look at units like the INT unit here, taking 130,000 damage on each hit there. You can just kind of see the disparity. Goku with his stacking obviously helps, but his borderline baseline kind of higher range defense really does help him out quite a bit. So it is one of those things. We are going to activate Beerus' skill. I think it'll be pretty cool to see Beerus throw out an attack stat here. He's got double support buffs. So Whis gives a 50% attack buff to the rotation when Beerus is on rotation. And then obviously the Vados is kind of a big buff for Beerus, giving him like 60% attack and defense. As you can see, he's rocking 142,000 defense before he even gets hit, which activates like a second portion basically of his passive. So pretty solid showing from Beerus there, but we're not here to see Beerus, we're here to talk about UI Goku. And so far the Rainbow version's pretty much been our best performer, which is what we expect. He's done very well. He'll be suitable on any team. The single dupe version obviously we only saw after he transformed, which is one of those things. But he also did a pretty nice attack stat there. And he also, of course, showed the benefits of his full evasion in dodging all the damage and everything like that. So, pretty good overall showing so far from the Gokus. We'll see how they perform on this next turn. But yeah, overall, really impressed so far. Really like the way Goku's going about it. Obviously, one of the things that you can do is you can pair Goku with Goku, which is relatively cool. Obviously, you can just pair like the transformed version with the non-transformed version. We are going to keep the untransformed Rainbow version on the main rotation, and Vegito should hopefully finish off the Devilman before we have to move on to the next fight. So overall, 2 items on the first stage, relatively painless, and we're not packing any of the big boy LRs or anything. So a very solid showing from the 2 Gokus there. The Whis and Beerus rotation obviously does help to a certain extent, but it's not really carrying us since both of them don't even have a lot of dupes. It's not like they're doing mega chad damage or anything like that. You will have to activate an item here, so just so we don't die on this rotation. But we have seen the Rainbow Goku tank some attacks without an item. We saw him take 30k from the type disadvantage unit. So overall, pretty impressive display defensively from the Rainbow unit. The unrainbowed unit probably would take anywhere in the region of about 80k, 70k or so from a type disadvantage unit. So no problem there, but everything is looking pretty good so far. Really impressed with Goku. He shined in the Super Battle Road stage, and now he is shining in the Extreme Super Battle Road stage. Obviously not the greatest to take an attack from a type disadvantage on Beerus before he stacks his defense, but that is one of those things that sometimes happens. But luckily Whis is evasion, defense stacking, sealing, and attack lowering should help keep us alive through this turn. You know, if he were to ever actually evade an attack, thank you. But beyond that, we've been, like I said, he's been the best performer. Both versions, the single dupe and the rainbow dupe, have been the best performers on the team. The only issue is obviously the team's not the best, but they've been performing really well, and they're currently getting us through the Esbr with enough items to complete it. So that being said, it's been a very fruitful performance from Goku here. And obviously now we've got the Rainbow one to transform. So the benefit of this, of course, is that Goku will dodge all the attacks. And then, of course, we have the Vegito, who has his 40% damage reduction. What we'll do here is we do have an item active, but we are going to just heal up, just so we can carry on through. And hopefully Goku and Vegito can clear some of the units themselves. That would be more than helpful, really. So yeah, we're going to focus on the Master Mutaido. Hopefully we can take him down with the type advantage on Goku's attack, and of course the crits from the Vegito now just allow us to reduce one of the higher attacking units in the fight. A nice 4 million attack stat from Goku, and he doesn't really, I actually don't think he gets any buffs from Vados, because she is a master of the type. Maybe he does, I'd have to double check her passive, but he doesn't get as many buffs from her as a Vegeta unit or a Beerus unit. So yeah, overall though, pretty good showing from Goku. And obviously we managed to clear Master Mutaido, which is super helpful because that's reducing the amount of attacks we're going to take quite substantially. Obviously, Vegito is a massive source of damage. Not the very best defensively, very good defensively, not the very best defensively, but a Rainbow Vegito will do a lot of damage. There's no denying that. So overall, obviously he's carrying a lot of the damage alongside Goku, but Goku's holding his own. We unfortunately, haven't been able to get many crits or additionals or anything, especially from a Rainbow unit. Quite strange that its passive system hasn't really kicked in to do like the biggest amounts of damage or anything, but the raw numbers are looking pretty good. You know, the defense is looking high, the attack damages are looking very good across both units. So yeah, not like he's poorly performing offensively, just, you know, we could possibly have seen a bit more out of him so far with maybe a crit here or, you know, something there, just to basically keep things going. Like here we get an additional out of my unit, which is obviously super helpful. I think it also crits actually. No, it doesn't, but still an additional, you can see that does a nice bit of damage there. Goku obviously doing quite well, and we'll see how much damage he takes. 132k with an item active, really not that much in Extreme Super Battle Road, more than enough really defensively. So yeah, impressed so far, not disappointed at all. Just yeah, interested to see a little bit more offensively from the Rainbow unit. But I think overall the raw numbers and everything, the performance have been good. We're currently on track to finish the stage. I will try to finish the stage. Don't always think it's so necessary, but it's nice to see the units as much as possible, especially in a team like this where Goku's clearly the prime unit, alongside Vegito, you know, pretty much carrying the whole thing. So it's nice to see a lot of Goku. And there we go. And as we speak, we get the crit, and then we also get a additional. So there you go, just speak it and it will will itself into existence. At least that's what my boss always says. So yeah, pretty good so far. Got some dodges as well, so that was a really good turn, a really good showing from Goku. And we'll get the Vegito to finish off the Master Roshi, and now we're sitting pretty. Definitely going to finish the second stage here. And yeah, from there we'll just see how we perform. Overall on the third stage. The third stage is notoriously quite difficult. The units can all super at the exact same time. There's 5 of them. It is just quite, I think there's 4 of them actually, sorry, but it is just quite a challenging stage overall. So it's really just like quite a challenging ESPR. But that being said, obviously it can be done, and Goku, if you do have him, as it looks like he's quite a major component to finishing the stage. He's been great on damage, great on defense, single dupe, rainbow, both have performed really well. The transformation comes in handy, the evasion really mitigates damage. Even though you have items active, you can still take damage, so that kind of free evasion, that free turn of effective against all types is really, really good. And if you have another unit to pair with them, like I'm currently floating the 1, but if we could put that one onto the main rotation, we actually would be looking pretty good. So overall, yeah, really impressed so far, and quite happy with Goku's performance. Obviously, Beerus's active skill is coming in handy in finishing off some of these units. That is kind of just what Beerus does. He is that kind of like big nuke kind of character, does this big attack damage, you know, so that is there, and that's really good from Beerus, and he's helping us out in that way. But I wouldn't say any of the other units are carrying or, you know, being the show-off units in this. So we'll start this stage. We will use an item, I think just good to see, and we'll go from there. That being said, obviously we're going to just try and take out the Yamcha here. That's just because we have the double int going on. So hopefully we can just cream out Yamcha and then kind of move on from there. The main concerns, the Krillin, due to being a physical type unit, you can see us taking 10k there on a rainbow unit with an item. But that being said, after he fires off his super attack, he shouldn't have too much of an issue in terms of defense. Gets the double super attack, which is great, and then that'll allow us to almost pretty much finish off Yamcha, which is super helpful, really. It's a pity we couldn't get a crit, because that really would have helped. But beyond that, obviously, we're still looking pretty. We're going to take a type disadvantage super attack here. So you can see the big damage. This is exactly why we activate items, by the way. You can just see the massive damage that these units put out. And you can take like 3 or 4 super attacks at once. And there are very, very few units that can handle that many super attacks at once. So obviously you'll see us take a lot of damage. But I mean, most units would take a lot of damage. It's pretty unavoidable. When you get faced with so many super attacks from big units in these kind of ESBRs. In fact, most units probably would have just killed us straight up. So it's a pretty good sign of his initial defense. But yeah, overall we've done some pretty good damage. We managed to take out Yamcha, and we've managed to do some significant damage to Tien there. We are going to obviously heal up here. What we're going to do is we're going to try to clear out Tien, and then I'm just going to leave the stage kind of and just see where we go without items. And we'll see where we go from there, really. I think there's no real need to kind of force items or anything. I think we can still get the win, so I'm interested to see what happens. Obviously, Whis, after he evades, does stack his defense quite a bit, so that is obviously quite helpful. He's also going to seal up the Tien there, which is going to prevent us taking too much damage on our Beerus, and then hopefully Goku here can get some dodges, which would help to minimize the amount of damage that we're going to take, which would be, substantially quite helpful. And yeah, we do manage to get through this turn quite unscathed. Obviously, we had 2 items activated there. We will hopefully be able to finish off the Tien here, and then we will pick either Krillin or the Chaozu to focus on. It's just going to depend on which unit we kind of end up doing more damage to, and we'll see how we go from there. But again, Krillin's going to make sure that we get supered. No items active, barring the extra defense from the Android 8. So 300k is actually not that bad. Really not that bad. Which is, fair to say. And then we get the hidden potential system evasion there, which comes quite in handy. So overall, we've done quite alright here. We've managed to survive the turn, which is impressive enough to say the least. And then from there we will get some evasion on Vados, and then we should be good to go. So not a bad turn there. Obviously now Goku's going to transform, which is going to help us out quite a bit. He'll get that evasion. We'll be able to avoid a lot of the super attacks. We'll also get Beerus' active skill, which should allow us to do some substantial damage. The only issue we're going to have is we're not really going to be able to get Goku a super attack, which is going to be a little bit disappointing, because obviously a super attack from Goku would help us quite a bit, but it's all okay. Like I said, we're going to refrain our best from kind of forcing items here. We're just going to really see how things go. And yeah, just kind of see how the generic performance of everything goes, really. But beyond that, really impressed with Goku overall in this ESBR. I think his defense has been good. Obviously, hasn't been like exceptional. It's not like he's a unit with 90% damage reduction, but it's been very, very good. When he transforms, the evasions definitely come in handy. And then offensively, he's been probably, comparatively, I'd have to say, the Rainbow Goku's probably been just under the damage output of the Vegito, if I'm honest, but that's not a bad situation. Vegito is a very high offensive based unit, with the ability to counter, and those counters causing crits, and the amount of damage that he can output in a single turn. So that being said, I think the performance of Goku overall was probably as the singular best unit on the team, and I think he's done very, very well. His EZA has made him very comparable to current versions of units. He's done very well overall. He's been reliable, he's been solid, and his transformations really prevented us from taking too much damage. So as you can see here, we're still not really rocking items. It's still kind of like our shtick right now. We're going to try and take out Chaozu and then see where we go to from there. But overall, I think the impressions have been good enough that even if we were to lose now, I think Goku's performance overall has been more than warranted, and yeah, fairly impressive. So yeah, if I can rate anything, I'd probably say it's been an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 performance. And like I said, Realm of the Gods ESBR is probably one of the harder, if not the hardest current ESBR. I mean, it's up there considering the stock of units that you can run in the stage. It's pretty impressive, the performance overall currently. So that being said, I think we've definitely seen more than enough from Goku to know that he's competing up there with some of the top EZAs. And yeah, this team surprisingly looks like it's going to get the job done. Obviously, it is going to depend on whether we can get the seal here, the evasions and things like that. But overall, I've been quietly impressed. I've been enjoying Beerus' damage as well on the side, even though we've been looking at Goku. So I think that's cool for people who are into Beerus. And yeah, obviously this Goku, which is my single dupe Goku. He is going to hopefully finish everything off. Nah, not quite. We'll need the evasion here, and we get it. So there we go. Completely, and the second one, completely clutch performance by Goku overall. So yeah, really impressed. Even the single dupe came in clutch there at the end. We did get the seal and the attack lowering with Vados and with Whis, so we should be okay with this Goku in the first slot here, and we will get Goku to finish everything off and claim our victory. So overall, really quite well, and we'll get Vegeta, sorry, but yeah, overall really quite impressive. And yeah, that's gonna be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and leave down in the comments how you've been finding Goku. And as always, until the next one, stay safe and bye.